Hey,
There he
hey,
is!
what's happening?
Hey, Patrick, how's it going?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I can hear you great. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you perfect. Wow.
Wow.
It's a first.
Is my microphone working?
Yeah, nice headset.
Thanks. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Small Talk Tuesdays.
Awesome, man. Great to be here. How are you?
I'm well. This is something we've been doing every Tuesday and kind of bringing the Kings fans a familiar face and reminding them how much we all miss hockey and having not only just a talk about it, but a little Q&A as well. So I've got some questions for you to start things off. And then Kings fans in the chat here, while you all are saying hello, type some questions for Patrick, and we'll be scrolling up and getting all of your questions answered. So everybody start typing your questions, and we will be scrolling back and looking through everything right now. And then Patrick,
Did
so
someone just say I look like I put on some COVID pounds?
did
That's
someone
crazy.
say that?
I mean, come on now. I've been
What?
working out.
Yeah, COVID pounds of muscle. What are they
There
talking
you
about?
go.
What the heck?
I've
Oh,
done
Patrick.
I've got the Peloton going.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
to add me. We can be Peloton buds.
What does that mean? I'm not like doing any live rides, but
Oh,
that kicks
that's
my butt for real though. I've only
yeah.
done like 17 rides, but I hit like a
That's
PR
great.
yesterday.
Good for you. It kicks your butt and then shows you like when you're not doing your best, and it reminds you of like, hey, remember
Right.
that day you were? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Do you pick
Uh,
do you pick the dudes or the gals?
I like Allie Love. I think
Yeah.
she's
Oh my
great.
God, she's who I used yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she's
so
great.
positive.
Oh yeah, and then Alex Toussaint, our one of our production members, Kirby, actually took a live class when we were in New
I
York
know.
back on our big New York trip. So it's a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
yeah.
We're gonna have to do the same next year.
All right.
Patrick, it's 2020 right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this would be kind of your 20-year anniversary of working in sports, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. I started in radio, Fox Sports Radio in like August or September of
Yeah.
2000. I did something in '99, some tennis sideline, like they had the Mercedes Benz, the LA Open. I did in '99. That was my first TV gig, but then I got the radio gig in 2000. So yeah, no, 20 years.
That's kind of crazy. And
It is. Yeah.
I'm sure there's just so many moments that stand out to you, and you've worked every Southern California sports team, but is there one or two big moments that you really just love and remember over these past 20 years?
I think it's the variety of the sports that I've gotten to cover. So,
Yeah.
I did some really cool Lakers work when they went to those three straight finals there and won two. And I was with the Lakers, mainly home games, right? Some road
Yep.
playoff games for about 8 or 9 years. And I did the Dodgers for the same, about 8 or 9 years. And been with the Angels for six.
Yeah.
This would be seven. Kings for 15. I've done USC, UCLA, football and basketball. And of course, the championships, I think, are like that's the highlight, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the best. But there was also some fun like locker room celebrations but with this 52-year-old brain, like the more stuff comes in, the more it pushes things out. But I have some great memories.
What do you like better, the first or the second cup win? And how did you kind of celebrate both differently?
Probably by drinking heavily, I think. I hope I Ubered home. I think I did.
I
I
think Luke actually called taxis for everybody.
Okay,
Do you remember
good.
that? I was
No.
so I was so proud to remember that. So he did.
Well, for sure, 2012, it was such a dominant run. That
Yeah.
was for sure the most incredible moment because, it was the first cup in 45 years. And it was just amazing feeling because that's a hard championship to win, right? In the Stanley Cup. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everybody was waiting for that.
Yeah.
2014 was just like kind of the cherry on top. Like, yeah, I've been there, done that.
2014 was just how is this happening? You can't
Yeah.
believe it. You come back from 3-0 and then all those game sevens and just Chicago. I mean, it's tough because beating Chicago in game seven of 2014 was like a really, really cool. Like that felt
Yeah.
like you just were just so passionate and so just unbelievably pumped for that win. So that was a great feeling also. So it's hard to really say, but just the initial feeling of 2012. If I had to choose, I'd pick that one.
For sure. Love the choice. Okay, let's get into some questions from
Nice
fans
lava
here.
lamp background.
Hey, thank you.
What do you got going on there? Good colors. I painted this accent wall, by the way.
Did you?
Like my setup should be like this, right?
Yeah,
So like when I
yeah.
do Zoom stuff, like that thing would be out of there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like my wife got me that bookcase back there with some
Wow.
pictures, and then there's me and Kobe over there. So I think
Whoa.
that's kind of that's kind of the look I should be going for.
Yeah. Was this a quarter activity?
Look at how
The painting?
shiny. Look at how shiny. This is no makeup.
Stop it.
Yeah, I painted her wall downstairs. Her office wall for her because she's working from home. So,
Yeah,
and then I
yeah.
was like, and mine was way harder to do. It was more
Look at you
porous. Yeah.
working around the house though. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh my gosh. DP from the DPOC is asking, what's your takeout place to eat? Do you have a favorite place to eat?
Yeah,
Takeout.
yeah. Tofu Ya is what we're going to for tonight. It's on Sawtelle. We live in West LA, and
Yeah.
that's what we're going for. We have like 6 that we work on. We like Ramen Ya. That's an awesome jalapeno fried rice. And tonight, like they do this beef tofu soup from Ramen Ya. Not from Ramen Ya, from Tofu Ya. That's
Yeah.
so good. It's just like beef and sizzling, and then there's some rice and side dishes. And we got North End Pizza up the road, and California Chicken Cafe, I think, for some salads. So
Oh,
we got
okay.
like five or six, and I do a lot of cooking actually too.
Really? What's like a signature patty O dish?
It's a lot of salmon and rice, or chicken and rice,
Yeah.
or beef and rice. Last night went off the board and made like a lemon chicken mushroom spaghetti. It was okay. We ate it, but wasn't my best work.
You're so humble. I'm sure it was amazing.
It needed like a nice, like a cream sauce, but I didn't have any cream, and it needed some like chives or parsley, and I didn't have it. So yeah.
There sounds like another segment in the making. Maybe Wednesdays in the kitchen with patio.
All right.
Gracie V Hockey, along the line of food, also asks your favorite place to grab a bite before a game. Do you hit up any of those places before a game, or is there something you head to like closer to the rink?
Yeah, closer. I usually, let's see, with breakfast, lunch, I'd be leaving at around 2. So
Mm-hmm.
on the way, what am I doing? I'm jumping on the 10.
How's that traffic at that time? Do you
Yeah,
always hit?
yeah, I would, when I would do Angels, I leave at 1. And then, but for Kings, I would leave closer to 3. It's not so bad. It takes about a half hour, 45 minutes. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. Sometimes it's leftovers,
Ah,
yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
We have from Olaha, what's your favorite sports-related video / documentary?
Well, I think The Last Dance has gone right to the top for me.
Sell us on it.
It's amazing. Oh my God, you're seeing so much footage that you haven't seen. And I mean, people might be like having recorded some and haven't seen them all, but just like the last one, when like the first championship Jordan won after his father had passed, and you just see him on the floor with the basketball, just sobbing, I'd never seen that footage before. And it's just nice to remember how amazing, how good he was. And I always really thought Scottie Pippen was amazing too. And I think you're getting a sense of that. So I think that's really good. But a hockey documentary, The Boys on the Bus, did you catch that recently? About,
I
like,
haven't. No.
yeah, it was on NHL Network. It's about the Oilers, I think 85, 86 or 86, 87. And it just takes you inside. I mean, they gave complete access to that team, and you'll recognize a lot of Kings, right? Because, Marty's there and Yari's there. And it's a great, great documentary.
Boys on the Bus, Last Dance. Kings fans,
Yep.
take notes because those sound like 2 great things to be watching. And let's see, what else we got? We got a lot of congratulations on the 20 years, people are saying.
Oh, thank you.
And Moises Gonzalez asked, what's your favorite sport besides hockey? Is that hard for you to even pick one? Because I feel like you love them all, honestly.
Yeah, I do love them all. I mean, but as far as like what I'm a fan of, like I really love the NFL, and I'm kind of obsessed with fantasy football. So
yeah,
for me personally, that is like my thing. If I somehow can just have a Sunday and just do that all day without my wife getting, like, what? I've lost him for 3 or 4 months. So that's like my favorite personal thing. As far as sports to cover, one of the highlights of my career was in 2013 when did game breaks for Big Fox in the
Yeah.
NFL. So you never see me,
Wow.
you just hear my voice, but that's like, there's a lot of people watching, and the pressure was so immense because I didn't do them all the time. Like Kurt Menefee would do some, but then
Yeah.
if he had to do halftime, then I would be the guy to do them. And then like Joe Buck or, I'm blanking on some of the other guys' names,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
would be like Marty, Tom Brenneman, those guys, they'd be throwing to me. And then they're like, all right, he's about to do it. It's like if it's a running play and he gets stopped short of the first down, they're going to you.
Sure.
And then they're about to throw to you, and then they go, no, hold on, they're not doing it. There was a flag on the play. You're like, oh, but then they do, and then you have to nail it, right? You have no choice when you hear them say your name, and you've got to do it in 15 seconds. And oh my God, I'm glad I survived, but they didn't bring me back.
Oh.
That's okay. I did it. I got a hold. At least they let me complete the year.
Yeah, and we're fortunate because that means Kings fans get to have you and Angels fans as well, all year round. So
I think I did miss a few games because of that. Oh well.
Your schedule honestly gets pretty hectic, especially when baseball season kind of starts and it overlaps hockey season. And there's a ton of Kings fans in this chat right now, but I don't think people realize, like, hey, sometimes when you're not there, you're doing another sport. It's a whole, like for those who are just hockey fans, like, no, Patrick is like doing double duty here. How do you manage that? Like, that is just such a crazy, fun sounding lifestyle. Like, how do you
it is. I'm so blessed. I mean, I really am incredibly blessed with this job. But when it gets down to when there's two seasons, like baseball and hockey are the two main jobs that I'm doing right now, that when they overlap in April or I guess it would be maybe the start of the year, but mainly it's like right when baseball starts and hockey's ending.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to miss a Kings game, to do the Angels like home opener.
Yeah.
That's like a big show to do. It's an hour-long pregame show. So, and then I just try to, I want to complete what I start, right?
Yeah.
Finish what you start. So I, in the best case scenario is I finish the Kings and then go right into Angels, then finish the Angels and go into Kings, because I think the end of the season and capping off the season and saying goodbye to all these great Kings fans, whatever happens at the end of the season, and sum it up with you and Alex and Jim, or, if it was, Stoley or Odie, whoever it is, you cap off, so you get to talk about it. So that's important to me. And most of the time that we're able to work out, make it work thanks to some, cool bosses that make it happen.
Definitely the cool bosses.
Right.
But when do you vacation?
Right around the MLB All-Star break is when,
okay.
in a normal season I would, because in baseball, we'll split them up pretty evenly, Angels. So, around the All-Star break, around my wife's birthday and our anniversary, we would take a vacation somewhere warm.
Good for you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. As if it's not warm enough here. But
not this
year.
This year we were gonna. Right. Yeah. It's been nice weather though. This year I was supposed to go to the Olympics in Tokyo because my wife's brother lives there, and we were.
Oh my gosh.
I know, but
reschedule. Got to reschedule it. My gosh. We got another question here from before we wwrap up. These Small Talk Tuesdays fly by quickly, and I wish they were like longer because I just want to hear all the things from you. Drayton8 asks, in the past decade, how do you think hockey has evolved, and what do you think the most dominant playoff run was and why? We talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't know if he wants it just specifically about Kings, but yeah, how much do you think hockey has evolved?
Well, you see it. I mean, there's just great Kings fans just all over town. So just for me, like for instance, in the last 20 years or 30, 40 years, for me, I'm an old guy. You just see so many more Kings fans, right? There's hats, there's shirts, there's bumper stickers, there's Kings fans are the coolest without a doubt. We get a lot of love out there. We're like our own little family, right? Our own group. Like we recognize each other, like, hey, what's up? But I definitely think that 16-4 run for the Kings going up 3-0. I mean, historically that had never happened. I think that has to be the greatest playoff run ever. I think does that tie the best record, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Montreal has something better, 16-3. I don't know, but that was pretty good. 3-0 in every series.
Wasn't bad, honestly. One last one here I'm going to take, and it's from Turo, and he asked what your favorite TV show was. or is? Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to go with what I can remember right now. And all right, have you seen What They Do in the Shadows?
No. What is it?
Yeah. There are these vampires in Staten Island, and they're hysterical. I mean, uh, Jermaine. Do you ever see Flight of the Conchords? Jermaine Clements. It
Uh-uh.
was an HBO show. Anyway, he's an
Okay.
amazing comedian. Anyway, he created What They Do in the Shadows. It was a film first, and the director of Jojo Rabbit, I think writer, director, and star of Jojo Rabbit, also created this series. The two of them, and it's just it's like kind of like a mock documentary following these vampires from Staten Island. So that's the show I'm into right now. I'm kind of binging that one. And my wife and I are watching just she's into Veep right now, so I've lost her to Veep, but I've already seen that. And unfortunately I just finished Better Call Saul. I was into that one.
Yes.
TV is
Okay.
so great. TV is so good. It's a lifesaver. I mean, and I was and also some of these old classic games I'll get hooked on, like David
Yeah.
Cohn. Just watching him throw a perfect game, or just some really classic old time. I think the Dodgers Yankees from like '56 World Series is on. I'm gonna record that. So I miss live sports. I miss working with you, Carlyn, and I miss seeing all
Oh,
the Kings fans. And I mean, I certainly hope that everybody's staying safe. It was so hard not to hug my mom on Mother's Day. I dropped off like a cake from
so
a distance.
hard.
I'm blessed to have both my parents in my
Yeah.
life, but they're from a generation where they just want to hug. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
you guys, we got to just stick with the social distancing right now. I'm trying to teach them a lesson. Wear the mask, social
Yep.
distance, but it's a challenge.
I know. It's so tough. And,
Yeah.
it's great to have conversations like this, though, and to have Kings fans be able to see you and just hear from you and know that you're doing well. I'm sure it's really, really special for them. So we can't thank you enough, Patrick, for doing this for us today. Any final words to everybody in the chat right now?
Thank you so much. I think this might be my first ever chat, and I've got bad eyes. So if I was able to read, if I had to read all of them, I would have to be doing this a lot. And then I'm doing good, E. Davis. So yeah, I just say thank you. I love you guys. I love everybody, and I really miss you. And I have a feeling that we'll be back, for hockey in the fall, and things are going to be different. It's going to be. I think about this a lot, Carlin. Like, how are we going to be doing our jobs? Like, how with
I
the
know.
microphone, we have our own mics.
Oh,
It's going to be different, but we'll figure it out, and we'll get back to broadcasting, and I can't wait.
if UFC was any blueprint to what our potential future looks like, we're going to be in a split screen for a while. Megan
Yeah,
O'Leary on one side, the fighter on the other, the headset, the microphone.
I know
Might be what it looks like.
Yeah, you definitely lose a little of that the personality. I think what's fun about our job is to try to get the personality out of the athletes, and
Yes,
when you get that one-on-one, you're really close with them. I think that's what helps. But I think for a little bit now, we won't be able to do that.
it's going to
Oh
be
well,
tough, but at least we have each other, right?
that's right.
All right, Patio, thank you so much. Take care now. We'll see you soon, okay?
All right, CB, thanks. See y'all later.
Bye.